Hello there, friends and enemies and whatnot of the internet. I am back with another movie review. Yeah, I actually have a little bit of free time, so we'll get this one cranked out. As many of you know, I like odd movies. You know, the ones that often escape the public eye, you know, cult classics and whatnot. The one that I saw just now, it is definitely weird. Well, firstly, it was called Cool World, and it was honestly just a cash grab for the popularity of Who Framed Roger Rabbit at the time. 'Cause that movie came out in, what was it, 1992 or something? Yeah, 1992. And so, anyhow, I just got done watching it, and it's a good movie. It really is. It is certainly, honestly, just pirate this one. If you want to watch it, just pirate it, because it is not worth the rent. Or, it's not worth even renting. It's not worth the $1. Alright, so, what's it about? Well, it's pretty much about this cartoonist where he gets zapped into his cartoon world, and then there's a detective named Frank Harris, played by Brad Pitt, and the cartoonist, just played by Gabriel Byrnes, has fallen in love with what he thought was his creation, a drawing named Hollywood, who is played by Kim Basinger, or Basinger, however the you pronounce her name. And so anyhow, I've watched it, and I'm not really sure what to think. It's not good enough to describe it as a good movie, but it's not bad enough to describe it as a bad movie either, you know? It's like one of those middle movies that nobody ever hears about. So anyhow, what happens is that Pitt's character is a detective in this cool world, which is sort of like Toontown in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I know I keep drawing a lot of comparisons between the two movies, but really they are extremely similar. You know? It's like this one just made a main character based off of Jessica Rabbit, and figured, hey, if I can get people to if I can get people to watch this because one of the characters is hot, then it'll work. Otherwise known as the Paul W.S. Anderson, where you take a bad movie, you slap someone. Actually, no, that's not the Paul W.S. Anderson. That is the exploitation movie move, where you take a horrendously bad movie, then you slap something on it as a hook to get it to work. Famous example, actually, is a movie called Deadly Weapons. It's another movie that is really, really bad, and I do not advise watching it, especially if you are under the age of 18. Because, well, it's an exploitation movie. What do you expect it to have a lot of? But yeah, more on that, I don't know, later. But, so anyhow, the entire movie, it sort of just jumps around because the cartoonist keeps on getting yanked in between his world, and between the real world and cool world. Honestly, I'm not even going to go on any longer because it's not worth mentioning. The movie gets a 3 out of... The movie gets a 6. No, not even a 6. It gets a 4 out of 10. Alright? It's bad. It is very bad. I do not... I think it's just a cheap cash grab, and funny thing is that people have taken this premise and they have done so much more with it. It's been actually good. And it's just like, what were they even thinking when they were making this? It is stupid. It is horrendously stupid. And the dialogue is barely worth mentioning. Really, the only good thing about it are the character designs. And that's just because I like cartoons. That is the only reason that the show is worth, that the movie is even worth mentioning at all, is that it has a very nice animation style and the backgrounds are pretty. Woo frickin' who! I've seen worse animated movies that can claim that. And hell, if you want an example, just watch a few of Nostalgia Critic's cartoon reviews. And I'm done. Goodbye. Goodbye. This is Dylan and Simmons. Follow me on Tumblr at Serenity221B, and like, subscribe, and share my little mini rant.